Hello. Thank you for coming to take a look at the video for the English department. I am Professor Paul Kelleher. I'm an associate professor in the English department, and I've been here since 2007. And I currently serve as the director of undergraduate studies. So I would like to welcome everyone who's looking at the video. I know that you might be new to Emory and coming in your first year. You might be transferring to Emory, or you might be continuing to the Atlanta campus from the Oxford campus. And in this video, I'd like to just go over some of the main aspects of the undergraduate offerings in English, and briefly describe how you might decide to declare the major in English or the minor. So I will minimize myself here on if I can, yep, so you can see better. And I'm just going to, I have pulled up here the website for English. Probably the easiest way that you can get to the website is to Google Emory English, and then you'll get to the web page. So this is the top page, and you can just look around here. Our department is the largest humanities department in English, in the college, sorry. The largest humanities department in the college. And my colleagues teach and offer a variety of different kinds of courses. Courses in literature and culture, creative writing, and writing and composition. So the English department is really a collection of people who teach in different areas. And I'm going to be largely focusing on the literature and culture course offerings. But when you get to the top page here, if you're interested in creative writing, I would encourage you just to click here, and that will take you to the page for the program in creative writing. And if you're interested in the writing program, click here. And I'll do that right now, just so I can bring your attention to something new. My colleagues in the writing program are launching a minor that is going to be active as of fall 2021 in rhetoric and writing and information design. And the information can be found here. So I will close out that for the moment. I'll click also on creative writing. You can see all the amazing people who teach in creative writing, and you can see how you declare the major in creative writing. And I want to just note that undergraduates who major in creative writing, you take quite a number of courses in the literature and culture area. So a part of the major in creative writing is that you take, let me just go here, the English creative writing major, that you take 6 courses in literature. So if you do creative writing, in addition to the workshops, you'd also be taking a lot of classes in literature and culture. Okay, so I'll just close that out. So, okay, let me get to if you are interested in pursuing the major or the minor in English. Hover here at undergraduate and drop down to major. And the major is pretty straightforward, and it's very flexible. So it can really, it really has room for all of your interests and intellectual aspirations. If you major in English, the requirement is 10 courses. The only course that is a required course is English 205 poetry. That course is a seminar style, and the main purpose of that course is to focus on, to cultivate your skills in close reading, how to look at language very slowly and patiently, how to unearth all the complexities, of a given passage or paragraph or scene in a play. Then, in addition to English 205, we have distribution areas that are pretty broad. So you would take a course in British literature before 1660. You would take a course in English or Anglophone. Anglophone means just in English. So it doesn't have to be an author who is from England. A course in post-1660 Anglophone literature, course in American Lit, and that also is a really big umbrella. That can be Caribbean, African American, Asian American, and Latinx, and on and on and on. And one course that is focused on theoretical or interdisciplinary concerns. So in addition to that, we also ask that majors complete a concentration. And four classes add up to a concentration. And I know this can be a little confusing, but when you're taking your courses in these distribution areas, the Brit Lit before 1660 on and on, those classes can overlap and double count for your concentration. So if you decided to create a concentration, say in the novel, just as a category, you could take a class in the Victorian novel in England, so that would count for your distribution area post 1660. You could take a class on the American novel, so that would fulfill this area in American. You could even find a class on the theory of the novel, and that might count for theory. So as you're doing your distribution areas, you can also be creating a concentration. And I want to just click here to the more detailed page on the major. And I want to just focus in for a moment on the concentration, because again, questions come up about how do I define a concentration? A concentration, as we sort of explained here, can be oriented around a historical or geographical area. So medieval and the Renaissance, so like a big chunk of time. Or, as I kind of indicated earlier as an example, you could instead create a concentration that's on a genre. So if you're interested in the novel as a form, but you want to have exposure to the novel written, the post-colonial novel, the African-American novel, on and on, you could do a concentration in the novel. Or you also have the option of creating a concentration that focuses on a theme or a theoretical approach. And we just have a couple of examples, gender and sexuality. So you could just have 4 courses that focus sort of, on those concerns. You would, when you declare the major in English, you will be assigned an advisor in English, so a faculty person in English who will be your academic advisor for the major. And that person will be able to help you create the concentration. And after you have, chosen a concentration, that person will sign off on it. And again, like English 205, which we encourage you to take, earlier in your career at Emory and English department, you still have until you graduate to do it. Likewise, the concentration is also something that you have until you graduate to complete the concentration, and the requirements for the distribution. So these are just the kind of the broad outlines of what we would like you to focus on and to learn in your time in the department, but you have until you graduate to complete the requirements. Let me then just quickly click over here to the minor. The minor is very, I think, very kind of straightforward. Again, the only class, like in the major, that is a required class is English 205 poetry. And then beyond that, 5 other courses. So it's a total of 6 courses to do the minor. And the only other little requirement is that two of those 5 other courses have to be at the 300 or 400 level. Okay. I wanted to just quickly also show you, I'm not going to go through all of this, but we also have joint majors in classics and English and history and English. And we have outlined here how you go about completing that. And then if you're looking ahead, we have the 4+1, the BA-MA program, which allows an Emory undergraduate to, in 5 years, complete their undergraduate degree at Emory, and then stay at Emory for a 5th year and complete an MA as well. And that is outlined on this page. And I won't go into that because that's looking ahead, and you have plenty of time to think about that. The other thing that I would just point out, a number of undergraduates also choose to do honors, and that's under academic opportunities, I believe. And the honors program is outlined here if you click on that. And that you would complete your senior year under the guidance of an advisor in English, who'd be the director of your project. Okay. I just want to go over here to people. I encourage you to take a look at who's in the department to get a sense of our interests, our teaching interests, the interests we bring to the research that we do. You click on faculty, and there are all my amazing colleagues. You'll find me here, Paul Kelleher. See, all the emails are there. I'm here. So if you have any questions about the undergraduate program in English, either the major or the minor or anything else, please get in touch. There's my email. And I also would like to point out that when you go under people, you also see the amazing people who work in the office and make everything happen. And Cecily Nobles is the undergraduate degree coordinator. So if you do the major in English or you do the minor, she will also be your point of contact and support as you progress in the department. So those are just the kinds of the nuts and bolts of how you pursue English. I would just say that in general, as you'll see in the course offerings, we designed the 200 level classes to be a good point of entry for a person who knows that they're interested in doing English, but would like to begin, at the more introductory level. Although 200 classes, although introductory, are, very serious and rigorous. And then you can see that the curriculum goes up. There is no, I oftentimes get questions about, for instance, I'm a first year, can I take a 300 level class? You can, it depends on your preparation. So there's no set answer to that. None of the classes offered in English have a prerequisite. So unlike other departments, other kinds of curricula where you have to have, chemistry 200 and something before you go into chemistry 300 and something, English is more open, I would say. But if you have any questions about Is it a good time to take this class now? Best thing is drop an email to me. And also you can contact the person teaching the class, and they'll be happy um, to answer any questions that you might have. You can take a look around at the offerings in the fall. And just as a general comment, I would say that our department, as I hope you get a sense from who's in the department and their intellectual interests and their teaching interests and the kinds of classes that are being offered, we really are committed to offering an undergraduate curriculum for the 21st century. We are very committed to both the sort of canonical text, but also really embracing and amplifying all the voices of literature and culture produced in English around the world and around the globe. So you'll find a lot of different approaches in the department. You'll find that people are offering classes in very cutting edge issues, and also issues that are of very urgent contemporary political importance. So we're very dedicated to showing how the rich and beautiful texts and performances and cultures from the past and present, why they're interesting to read, as a kind of as a beautiful text, as a compelling text. But we're also really interested at the same time in showing how these texts speak to who we are, who we are today, our sort of aspirations for self-expression, for freedom, for increased access. So I think you'll find a lot offered in English. If you do English, either in the major or the minor, it's a wonderful preparation for really anything that you're interested in doing after. Being able to read patiently and closely, being able to communicate effectively and imaginatively and persuasively will definitely serve you well. Obviously, if you're going into a career that seems very aligned to that, like publishing or teaching, but really any career, from technology to nonprofits to medicine, anything. English will prepare you to be a powerful and persuasive presence in other people's lives, to think critically, to speak and write persuasively. So I would encourage you to think about English, even if you're not interested, even if you find that you're drawn to another department, please come and take some classes in our department. And again, I am Paul Kelleher. I'll go back to the page of contacts, and you can feel free to email me. There's my full bio. Paul Kelleher, paul.kelleher@emory.edu. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're looking forward to the fall and spring, and we're all really excited to have everybody back on campus and to be able to be together and to learn together. So if you have any questions, please drop me a line, and hope you're doing well. I will now stop my share and